appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Please, I'd like it to go on all night, but there's, as always with Donald Trump, there's just too much news to get to. I mean, this administration happens in like dog years, you know? I mean, there's so much fucking crazy. It's like 3 weeks of Trump is like 5 years of Nixon. But you know what? This was a good week for the resistance. This was a good week for checks and balances, a good week for maybe surviving President Man-Baby. Because a federal appeals court unanimously ruled against his Muslim ban, which means refugees from Syria, Iraq, Iran, Yemen, Libya, Sudan, Somalia are once again free to come here and be Uber drivers. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, how about that? Turns out a law isn't just something Steve Bannon writes on a napkin and Donald Trump signs while making his smart face. So, Trump has now lost twice in court. We found out this week his closest advisor, Kellyanne Conway, and his national security advisor, Mike Flynn, are being investigated for ethical misconduct. They told Donald Trump today that his wall, his beautiful wall, is going to cost twice as much that he thought. It's almost like he's losing so much, he's tired of losing. Is that... And, you know, this is a guy who takes losing well, doesn't he? Yeah, when the ruling came down from the court, he was like, "I'll see you in court. See you in court." They're judges. Of course you're going to see them in court. It's like saying, "Hey, Chris Christie, I'll see you at the Cheesecake Factory." Oh, I mean, there's so much. You know, how about this one? Sean Spicer, his press secretary, will not confirm or deny that he is considering Sarah Palin to be ambassador of Canada. He said it'll take her a while to learn the language, but we think it's going to go smoothly after that. I mean, other countries are literally rolling their eyes. I mean that literally. Trump met today with the Japanese prime minister, and he held his hand for a handshake for 18 seconds until, yeah, look, there we go. That says it all. Back and to the right. Back and to the right. I mean, what do we tell other countries? America's under new management. It's like you ever pull into a Holiday Inn in a rainstorm and you think it's a Holiday Inn, but no, now it's a Have a Stay Inn. And there are hookers in the lobby and crime scene tape and black mold and the remote smells like lube. That's America now. But you'll be glad to know that the president finally got down to the issue that's really plaguing America. Which retailers are carrying Ivanka's clothing line? Now, if you didn't know about this, Donald Trump's daughter wife, Ivanka, she has a clothing line which was dropped by department stores, including Nordstrom. Of course, Trump went apeshit on Twitter about this. You know what? Of all the people, Mr. Businessman, he should understand. They dropped it because the merchandise just wasn't moving. The only one interested in getting into Ivanka's pants is him. And then, of course, he had poor Sean Spicer go up there and say, "This is a direct attack on the president's policies and his family, and it's not acceptable." Okay, first of all, it's not an attack on his policies. And if it was, so what? This is a free country. You don't work for Donald Trump. We don't have to buy his kids Girl Scout cookies. And then Kellyanne Conway goes on Fox News and says, go buy Ivanka stuff. Go buy it, everybody. Well, first of all, the joke's on you. Ivanka doesn't make Fox viewers a size XXX. But also, this is patently illegal for a federal employee to go buy a product from... I mean, now liberals are chanting, lock her up, lock her up. And, you know, Trump voters, of course, now are boycotting Nordstrom. All of Trump's friends are lining up behind him for this. Vladimir Putin said today he's going to buy all his poison at Macy's. Ridiculous, but you know, I mean, in his Nordstrom tweet, it happened during the intelligence briefing. We know this. He's getting the intelligence briefing, and he's tweeting about this. That's the president we have now, ladies and gentlemen. Enough about the Middle East. What's the latest on women's ready-to-wear? Mr. President, if North Korea gets a hold of that plutonium, shut up! I'm writing a Yelp review. But here's the thing that pissed me off the most this week. Did you see this? Mitch McConnell told Elizabeth Warren to sit down and shut up. Right, okay, he said she was warned, she persisted. Yeah, that's a meme now. And then he pulled some ancient congressional rule out of his turtle ass. It said you can't accuse another senator of conduct unbecoming a senator, but that's not what Elizabeth Warren was doing. She just read a letter from Coretta Scott King that was super pertinent to the case she was making against confirming Jeff Sessions. This is supposed to be the world's most deliberative body. But Mitch McConnell needs a safe space. With a speech code so your microaggressions doesn't trigger his hurt feelings. Whiny little bitches. Nothing has changed. That's what they are, whiny little bitches. In Donald Trump's Nordstrom tweet, he said, my daughter Ivanka has been treated so unfairly. She's a great person. She's always pushing me to do the right thing. Hey, Ivanka, push harder.